If you guys want the location and the times and the journals that these were published, you can let me know. This is designed so that we're not stuck on that and we're just looking at what the study shows. But a Harvard study, 1998, showed that those people who typically consume more than 2 servings of milk per day had a 60% increased risk of prostate cancer compared to those who avoided milk. And why is this? Why do you think that there's such a strong connection between milk and cancer? And there's other studies I want to show you beyond this slide. Well, think of when you were a mom, or when I had my children and I was nursing my children. I wanted a big baby, and I wanted her to get bigger and stronger and grow really well. Your milk is just made to grow a little baby into a much bigger baby very quickly. And a mother cow feels the same way about her babies. So when the milk is full of regular hormones that promote growth, the strongest growth promoting hormone appears to be this insulin-like growth factor 1, IGF-1. And when cells are exposed to IGF-1 in a test tube in the laboratory, they divide like crazy. They love it, which is great when I'm nursing my little baby. But when I'm 40 years old and drinking a glass of milk, the only thing growing on me is fat and cancer. So I'm fertilizing the growth of the wrong stuff when I'm getting into a dairy product. So great to get the dairy out of your diet. Milk also interferes with the activation of vitamin D in the body. There's concerns about lactose intolerance. They say upwards of 92% of adults, when you sample their terminal ileum, right at the beginning of their colon, you'll find that many of them have undigested milk sugars. So lactose intolerance is not an uncommon thing. It's actually unusual to be lactose tolerant. But the high load of calcium, think about this. The studies that were done in Boston to show that vitamin D is beneficial for you, the large population-based study was done where they took 5,000 people off the street and studied them and tested them and found that people that had low levels of disease also had high levels of activated vitamin D. Not vitamin D, activated vitamin D. So the question we should be asking is, how do I get a high level of activated vitamin D? Instead of saying, well, if people have high levels of vitamin D, it appears to be beneficial. Now we're all popping a vitamin D in the morning. But what happens, how do you get activated vitamin D? You don't give yourself big calcium dumps like this. Activated vitamin D is created by the kidneys so that it can go and scour your intestine and look for little bits of calcium in the food that you eat. So when you're eating beans and greens and healthy sources of calcium, your activated vitamin D level is very high because your kidneys are running around looking for this D. Now, if you drink a glass of milk and you dump a big dump of calcium into your system, your kidneys don't activate the vitamin D. There's a ton of calcium. So your body tells your kidneys, don't activate any vitamin D. We're all set here. We are loaded with calcium. And the kidneys just listen and respond. So your activated vitamin D level gets really low. And then that's another sign that you're drinking a lot of dairy, that you're getting a lot of saturated fats, and then you get all the associated diseases with having that behavior. So activated vitamin D is just the latest homocysteine, it's the latest vitamin E, it's the latest vitamin B, all these different measurements, all these different markers. Dr. Esselstyn was saying yesterday now, we've identified 400 markers that put you at increased risk for cardiac disease. But they're all marking the same thing. What are you eating? You know, how are you moving? And that's all that vitamin D is doing for you too. So avoiding dairy products can help you reduce cancer risk and many other common cancers. And you can get plenty of calcium from your green leafy veggies, from your beans. You guys have gotten great information on that.